All right, let's go to a flashback now. On Monday, the death toll from the flood in Mokwa rose to more than 100, with many more still missing. The decomposing bodies underneath the piles of rubble left survivors scared of a possible disease outbreak in the community.
Persons still missing. The air is now filled with a stench believed to be from decomposing bodies buried beneath the rubble. This is a sharp reflection of the scale of tragedy. Here, rescue teams are battling to repair this damaged bridge, one of the many pieces of infrastructure still hanging on after being hit by the force of flood waters. In the early hours of Monday, survivors gathered once again, hoping to receive updates, expecting that more bodies might be recovered. Among them is Abdurazak Yakubu, the only surviving member of his family. 9 relatives swept away by the flood. So far, only one body has been found. I returned to the home of the Sadkin Hausawa, Tanko Bala, who has been coordinating local rescue efforts, to find out whether any relief materials have arrived.
Lema tried because Lema came to we and they showed me 200 pieces of bag of rice, 25 kg, and mantras. They brought mantras, actually. I saw mantras with my eyes, but they refused to give them because they say nobody in the camp.
So what happened is that when we attempt to do that distribution in the initial stage, everybody was coming in and we are going to miss the target. So the committee was put in place, comprising of security organization, NGOs here, NEMA, SEMA, IOM, Red Cross, another response agency, to do detailed assessment and really find out, actually identify the real people of which they have done.
Meanwhile, the First Lady of Niger State, Fatima Bago, visited the area to commiserate with the people and also gave a cash donation.
It's really not a sight to behold. But there's nothing we can say. It has already happened. We only advise them to be cautious henceforth, going forward, to avoid building on waterways.
At the scene, health concerns are growing, with decomposing bodies still buried under debris and no sanitation measures in place. Survivors fear an outbreak of disease.
People hear this smelling, maybe another sickness, you will catch people.
So we are going to work closely with all the relevant agencies to ensure that there is a clean mop-up.
On the same day in Abuja, the West African Examination Council blamed logistic challenges and alleged compromise of one of its printer vendors for the late-night English examination in parts of the country. House of Reps Committee then directed the examination body to provide a detailed report of the circumstances surrounding the examination.
Exam material to Taraba.
At last, the head of WAEC appears before the House of Representatives Committee on Examination Bodies. Amos Dangote apologizes to the committee for his inability to honor earlier invitations as he pledges respect for the institution. To the business of the day, the committee seeks answers to why candidates wrote English language examination late into the night.
I did mention that you should be very open to this committee and by extension Nigeria.
Mr. Dangote says the council's printer performs barely 50% of its capacity, forcing it to rely on 2 other printer vendors to meet up with its needs. He alleges that one of the printer vendors compromised and leaked the English language paper. WAEC also cites logistic challenges as part of the problem.
We were given what looks to be a compromised examination, and we swung into action knowing the implication of having a compromised examination.
Angry committee members fired questions at the head of WAEC as they accused the council of endangering the lives of the candidates.
You have more than one country, 2, 3, 4 countries, and it's only in Nigeria that they had to write the exams by 11 p.m.
At what point did you realize that the machine was working 50%, very close to the examination, or which year did you notice that?
You have exposed Nigeria to the level that people are laughing at us. Is it this a sabotage against the government?
Are you going to affirm those examinations written in those conditions?
At the end of the interface, the Committee on Basic Education Examination Bodies handed down a 24-hour ultimatum to WAEC to submit a comprehensive report of the circumstances surrounding the controversial conduct of the 2025 English language examination.
Well, the next day in Mokwa, 5 bodies were recovered from the flood-hit community. This was before food aid from the government was distributed to the survivors of the flood.
It's been 6 days since the flash flood swept through Mokwa town in Niger State. The devastation is still evident, and the people are still counting their losses. According to the Niger State Emergency Management Agency, 5 more bodies have been recovered today alone. Victims were swept away by the force of the water. But for others, the pain runs deeper. There is uncertainty as many families are still searching for their relatives, hoping for closure. Food aid from the government has now started reaching survivors. For many, it's their first feeling of support they will get since the flood pierced through their community. Maria Yusuf was rescued in the flood a few meters away from here. She's glad to have survived, but sad over the loss of her newborn baby, her mother, her elder sister, and her brother's wife. There are no official IDP camps yet, so survivors like Maria come to open spaces like this to collect food items.
We collected 50 bags of rice. I think it's 5 kgs, but we carried like 30 people in my house, just only my house.
Saliu Suleiman, who lost everything to the flood, now helps distribute aid as part of a local relief committee.
All this food is fine, they can send us food, but this food now, some people can use it to 1 month. It will finish. After that, how will you survive?
With more victims still unaccounted for, the full scale of the disaster is yet to be known.
On Tuesday, the governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulum, confirmed the killing of a top Boko Haram ISWAP commander by the Nigerian military. The governor said this after he visited troops in Kukawa local council area.
The Nigerian army has been fighting the war against insurgents for the past 14 years. Many security operatives have paid the supreme price while defending the territorial integrity of the nation. The state governor Babagana Zulum has been working closely with the military and other security operatives in order to boost their morale in the fight against insurgency. Today, the governor took the whole day to visit Kukawa local council, about 183 kilometers away from Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. His purpose was simple. He was there to assure them of his government's support in ending the lingering crisis bedeviling the state. Governor Zulum arrived Mongono late in the evening.
I decided to move to some of the local government areas, especially Kukawa local government area. I went there to see the armed forces.
The governor also confirmed killing of a notorious Boko Haram ISWAP top commander by the Nigerian troops at Alerok village of Kukawa local council area.
One of the biggest senior ISWAP member was killed. And so we lost some spirit soldiers also. But they did very well, so we were there to commiserate with them.
Governor Zulum pledges maximum support to the military, paramilitary, civilian JTF, hunters and vigilantes. This, according to him, will motivate them in their onslaught against the insurgency.
Moving on to Wednesday, when Vice President Kashim Shettima visited Mokwa to assess the level of damage in the community. The federal government also directed the release of 2 billion naira and the delivery of 20 trucks of grains to the victims.
Days after a devastating flood swept through Mokwa, the people are still counting their losses. Survivors mourn their dead and struggle to rebuild what's left of their lives. Vice President Kashim Shettima joins the growing list of sympathizers visiting the town. He arrived in the company of top federal officials and was received by the Deputy Governor of Niger State, Yakubu Garba, the Etonope Yaya Abubakar, and other government dignitaries. For the displaced residents, the Vice President's visit brings renewed hope. He announced a 2 billion naira donation by the federal government to support the rebuilding and resettlement of flood victims.
On the relocation and reconstruction of homes for the affected victims, the President has authorized the immediate release of 2 billion naira to immediately commence the construction of homes destroyed by the disaster.
In addition, 20 trucks of grains will be delivered to ease hunger in the affected communities.
Empowering these women so they can have a skill. They shall have something that they can help their life. If we follow the river, over 2,000 houses have been destroyed. Most of these people have been there managing with their neighbors. Some are here.
Director General of the National Orientation Agency said a campaign is on across where flood has been predicted to sensitize people against living in flood-prone areas.
All the floodplain in the country, we have mobilized our people to go and conduct early warning, because most of these things are predictable, so that they also know that they need to take care of themselves.
Are here, and for the nature of what happened and the way it is, we will not be able to tell you exactly the amount involved, but it will go a long way to help the victims.
All away from that now, the Ondo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal in Akure on Wednesday affirmed the victory of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa as the winner of the governorship election. In a unanimous decision, the three-member panel led by Justice Imelda Etiakwe dismissed the petition filed by the People's Democratic Party, its candidate, and 4 other political parties. It determines that the petitioners failed to substantiate their claims of overvoting and upheld that Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa received the highest number of valid votes.
Today, the judiciary has once again performed one of their functions by reaffirming that decision of the majority of 8 agents of Ondo State who gave us the mandate across the entire 18 local government. So I'm so delighted and happy. Myself and my deputy and the chairman of our party, All Progressive Congress. We thank God for everything. We have always extended that to them, even on the first day when I was declared the winner. Part of my speech was for them to come and join us since they have intention of contributing to the development of the state, that they can join us in their ideas that they have, they could bring it on board so that we can work together.
Well, on Thursday, troops of the Nigerian Army and air component of Operation Hadinkai killed a large number of terrorists and recovered ammunition while repelling attacks in Biu, Malamfaturi and Abadam local council area of Borno State.
The Nigerian army is on the offensive and the war continues to get tougher. It's been years of intense onslaught against Boko Haram insurgents. Terrorists are unrelenting in their attacks in military formations, but the Nigerian troops are also determined not to be caught off guard. Though some of the troops have paid the supreme price while defending the territorial integrity of the nation, this has not dampened the morale of Nigerian troops in the front line. Theatre Commander Operation Hadinkai Major General Abdusalam Abubakar has declared the commitment of the army to bring an end to the insurgency that has ravaged the northeast for more than a decade.
In the last 2 months, we have been re-strategizing and reorganizing. The Chief of Army Staff was here just a week ago, and several changes have been made in theater. The military is fully resolved and resourced to bring the battle to a favorable conclusion. Our troops are highly motivated and our resilience is not dampened.
Just recently, The Nigerian troops killed a top commander of Boko Haram ISWAP during a clearance operation in Kukawa Council area of Borno State. The Borno State Governor, Babagana Zulum, is also impressed by the gallantry displayed by the army.
I went there to see the armed forces and gallant civilian jet hunters and vigilantes, so that we shall motivate them, listen to them very well, and then see how we shall solve some of their own problems.
Again, the military, with support from the air component of Operation Hidden K, have killed another group of terrorists in Malamfatori village.
On Friday, President Bola Tinubu appealed to Nigerians for special prayers for the nation's troops. The president then joined other Muslim faithful to observe the Eid prayers at Dodan Barracks in Ikoyi, Lagos.
At the historic Dodan Barracks in Ikoyi, Lagos, President Bola Tinubu joined fellow Muslim faithful to observe this sacred tradition marked by prayer and reflection. In his sermon, the Chief Imam of Lagos underscored the urgent need for unity, urging Nigerians to transcend ethnic and religious divides in pursuit of national harmony.
Nigeria must be one. We must rise above tribal and religious sentiment. Whether Muslims, non-Muslims, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, Ijaw, we all share the same fears, the same concern, the same dream. Let us be united.
Following the prayers, President Tinubu made a heartfelt appeal for special prayers for the country's armed forces, commending their courage and sacrifice in preserving peace and stability across the nation.
The spirit of peace must come together, be one another's brother's keeper, give your neighbors, love everyone equally.
The Deputy Governor of Lagos State and other dignitaries who later paid the president a courtesy visit at his residence echoed messages of patriotism, calling on Nigerians to embrace loyalty, national unity, selflessness and tolerance.
So I think it's important that all of us, we show loyalty to our country, we show love to our neighbors, and we show compassion to the needy.
We should all live in peace, and may the Almighty God keep us in a very, very safe place. Nigeria has many potentials, and we need to just keep working hard and keep praying hard.
This is a time to reflect, and we prayed for peace, unity and prosperity for Nigeria.
My message to Nigerians is that they should continue to pray for us, pray for the country, pray for peace and unity of this country.
As celebrations continue through the weekend, the enduring messages of Eid, sacrifice, unity and compassion resonate across the country, inspiring renewed hope for peace, progress and national rebirth.
A governor of Akwa Ibom State, Umo Eno, defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. The governor said his defection came after 3 months of extensive consultations with key political players across the state.
For over 2 decades, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has ruled Akwa Ibom State without interruption. But now, for the first time ever, it appears that political wall has cracked. When Pastor Umo Eno took office in May 2023, he was PDP through and through, chosen by former Governor Udom Emmanuel and backed by the PDP structure. From Obong Victor Atta to Senator Godswill Akpabio to Udom Emmanuel, Akwa Ibom has been a PDP fortress for 25 years, not a single defection from the top. Until now, Governor Umo Eno has officially joined the All Progressives Congress, APC.
As the children of Issachar, we must be able to interpret the times and flow with the times and not run against the tide. Having completed the rounds of my consultation as your servant that you have elected to serve you, I have therefore decided to progressively move to the All Progressive Congress.
For years, PDP rallies were massive, loud and unchallenged. The APC was present but never dominant. that may soon change.
APC is a movement. APC is a great party. And the APC is driven largely in the grassroots. To be here today, to join him in solidarity, to encourage him for the leadership decision. The role and responsibility of a leader is to take decision on behalf of those following him.
But that's it on Flashback and on TVC News this hour. For more updates on the stories we're monitoring, you can visit our website. It's tvcnews.tv. You can also follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and on X at TVC News NG. On YouTube, we're live at TVC News Nigeria. I am Sarah Yeku. Thank you for watching.